Patriots, 5 RINOs just committed the ultimate betrayal in Washington. But before we name them, you need to understand exactly what they killed. Representatives breaking down President Trump's game-changing economic package, everything from eliminating tax on overtime for our police officers to strengthening Medicaid for real Americans, not the illegals. And the numbers in the bill are staggering. The impact on working families revolutionary. And once you see what was in this legislation, you'll understand why the deep state was so desperate to stop it. And when RINOs betray America, it's not just our nation that weakens, it's our strength as men. Most men think that their testosterone drops due to age or genetics, but the real cause? One food you're likely eating every single day, something marketed as healthy. It's destroying your testosterone, draining your energy, and killing your drive. It's behind Test Boost Max has identified this food and built a powerful video to expose it. They've helped thousands of guys regain strength, burn fat, and rebuild energy naturally. No prescriptions, no BS, just science. And to find out what the food is, simply go to sculptnation.com/NNN. Again, that's sculptnation.com/NNN. You'll find it linked right below our YouTube video. All right, let's get into our topic here, the deep state sabotage alert. And we have Tom McCullough. He's at the White House breaking it all down for us. The sabotage, 4 backstabbing RINOs just killed Trump's big, beautiful bill. 16-21 vote, no tax on tips and overtime destroyed by traitors. Norman, Clyde, Smucker, and Bretchen. Norman, Clyde, Smucker, and Bretchen. They claimed it was about debt, while working Americans suffer. The swamp protects their own.
Clip about why this. Hey guys, this is Tom McCullough reporting from the White House with the Next News Network. And guys, President Trump is fighting tooth and nail for us, but today his big beautiful bill to slash taxes for hardworking Americans got stabbed in the back by our own side. It failed in the House Budget Committee 16-21, and it's a disgrace. 4 Republicans voted against it, and we're going to name them. So Trump's vision to lift up the forgotten worker just got crushed by weak-kneed Republicans who cared more about their calculators than their constituents. So let's name these guys. Representatives Norman, Clyde, Smucker, and Bretchen. These 4 turned on Trump, joining Democrats to block a bill that would have changed all of our lives. They're whining about the $36 trillion debt, but where was their backbone when they're the ones that let the spending us into oblivion? This was Trump's moment to deliver, and these so-called conservatives sold him out. Here's a clip capturing the raw reaction to this shameful failure in committee. Let's go ahead and check it out.
So we have some breaking news. The Budget Committee on the Hill in the House failed to report the big, beautiful bill out favorably. The vote was 16-21. No's being the 21. The individuals who voted no on the big, beautiful bill and reporting it out of the committee were Congressman Chip Roy. We expected that. Norman, Clyde, Bretchen, and Smucker. One of the big holdups here was Medicaid and the fact that Medicaid, the cuts don't kick in until later down the road. That's been a sticking point for Chip Roy. I just got off the phone with Chad Pergram, who noted that Smucker was a yes vote, switched his vote to no as a tactic in order to allow a revote on this. All in the weeds, a little bit of nuance there. This is the first step to get this bill onto the floor of the House of Representatives. We will wait as a new markup could come as early as next Monday.
Now let's talk about what this bill stood for. It was a lifeline for everyday Americans. No taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, taxes on car loan interest. This was Trump's promise to put money back in your pocket. Whether you're a server, a mechanic, a single mom, everybody would have won. Let's go ahead and check out this clip about why this would have been a game changer for everybody, all of us, everybody watching.
You know, I hear the other side saying that these are tax cuts for the billionaires and the rich. Well, if you go to pages around 759, you got no tax on tips. You know how many people we have in our districts that work hard every weekend? It's maybe a part-time job. They may make $200 a weekend. They don't have to pay taxes on that. That's going to be a huge boost to their family budget. No tax on overtime. Again, we're giving credit to those people who are willing to go out and work the extra hours to make ends meet. No tax on overtime is a tax for the working person in this country. No tax on a car loan interest. I mean, there's a lot of tax cuts for everyday Americans, And the other side just wants to keep talking like it's only for billionaires. I'll guarantee you there's a lot more voters who are everyday Americans than there are billionaires.
But the impact goes deeper. Take enforcement. Our heroes in blue. The no tax and overtime piece would have given cops a raise without costing the cities or states a penny. That's the kind of brilliant leadership Trump brings. Let's go ahead and talk about how this bill could have transformed policing for the better. Check out the clip.
Police officers have to work overtime almost every single shift. Most police departments, especially if you work in a night shift, you're working in a high crime area, it's more than likely you're going to have to work overtime. More than likely you're going to have to stay after your shift. But here's an opportunity for police officers to actually get a pay raise. You're going to add more money into law enforcement officers' pocket by not having them pay taxes on that money. And you're not adding any extra debt to the city budget. It's brilliant. And what does that do? It gives the police officers that work every single day, putting their lives on the line, great morale. And it also helps with retention on the police department. So therefore, people coming in and entry level can make a reasonable living. And what does that mean? More qualified police officers are going to want to join the police department on every level. Officers are going to want to promote every single step of the way and have a reasonable, adequate amount of pay for the acts that they're doing, for the sacrifice that they're making. And I tell you what, you can't find a police officer in America that's not ecstatic about this. I think Donald Trump and the Republicans have done a tremendous job in trying their best and doing all that they can, and they've been very successful at it, is helping the American people. This is not giving money to the wealthy. This is literally helping the everyday working class people, helping first responders, and I freaking love it.
So let's be clear. This is the only one standing up for us. He warned the GOP to get on board or get lost, but these 4 Republicans chose betrayal. Speaker Johnson's talking a big game about moving forward, but this failure is on the party's hands and his hands. And Trump won't quit, and neither should he. We've got to rally behind our president and demand these GOP people stop playing games with our future. You guys, that's all now. That's all for now. This is Tom McCullough reporting from the White House. It's like 100 degrees out here. I had to take my jacket off. So it's been a long day. It's been a storm too. So God bless. Hey guys,
thank you for that report, Tom. Let's dig deeper because the deep state is panicking. As Trump's one big beautiful bill moves forward, the globalist banking cabal is working overtime to block the America First agenda. This is the final battle for our economic freedom. Let's dive deeper. Representative Buddy Carter fighting to preserve Medicaid for real Americans. The one big beautiful bill will strengthen and sustain these critical programs for generations. Meanwhile, the left wants to bankrupt the system with illegal aliens and welfare for votes.
So that this bill will also preserve and protect, strengthen, stabilize, sustain critical programs such as Medicaid from waste, fraud, and abuse, so that they work for the Americans who most need it for generations to come. That's right. What we have done in the Energy and Commerce Committee, our part of this, we are stabilizing, we are securing, we are sustaining the program that is intended for the most vulnerable in our society. Instead of prioritizing illegal immigrants or ineligible recipients, we encourage states to use Medicaid funds in support of the most vulnerable Americans. That's what Medicaid was intended for. This bill will also preserve.
Representative Ron Estes warning of the massive tax increases coming if we don't act now. The one big beautiful bill is critical to protecting everyday Americans from deep state tax apocalypse that they've been planning. This is how we save the middle class from extinction.
Fraud and abuse spend. Mr. Chairman, this bill, particularly the pro-family, pro-worker, pro-growth provisions, is critical to preventing a mass tax increase for everyday Americans to give our economy a boost, secure our border, and bend the curve on decades of Washington waste, fraud, and abuse spending. I urge my colleagues to support this one big, beautiful bill, and I yield back. Mr. Chairman, this...
Representative Buck Edwards defending our troops and our borders. The bill gives our military the raise they deserve while securing the border that the globalists left wide open. No tax on tips and overtime plus child tax credits for American families under attack.
By extending. Importantly, this package also invests in what truly matters. It gives our troops a raise, it strengthens our national defense, and it secures our border. It reignites economic growth by extending the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, unleashing American energy and rewarding education that delivers value. This bill delivers on the promises made to working Americans by eliminating tax on tips and overtime, raising the standard deduction, raising the child credits, and offering no tax on car loans. And it respects our aging population with tax breaks to senior citizens who've been productive working members of our society all their life. Importantly,
okay, Representative Arrington confirms what we've been saying for months. This is the principal vehicle for advancing the full America First agenda. Everything we fought for, everything we voted for is in this bill. The establishment's terrified of its success.
Agenda. Folks, I've said this from the beginning. This reconciliation bill is the principal legislative vehicle for advancing the full America First agenda to realize President Trump's vision and the House Republicans' unwavering commitment to making America safe and prosperous again. How? By making our borders secure again, by making our laws enforced again, by making our government efficient and accountable again, by making the economy free again, by making American energy dominant again, by making work and the dignity of work and reliance in American value again, and by making the spending of the sacred treasure of our citizens responsible again. Today, we stand on the precipice of a generational opportunity to make an unprecedented investment in the safety and security of the American people by equipping our Border Patrol agents and our sons and daughters in the armed services with the tools and resources to safely and successfully do the first and most important job of the federal government, to provide for the common defense. But we also have an urgent responsibility to put in place the policies that will unleash economic growth and future prosperity, reining in wasteful spending, and to begin restoring the fiscal health of our nation, which has been in rapid decline over the last couple of decades.
Representative Smucker announces a once-in-a-generation tax relief for hardworking families. The One Big Beautiful Bill delivers conservative wins across the board, and it's a direct transfer of power from the bloated government back to the people.
And this One Big Beautiful Bill delivers conservative wins all across the board, and it provides once-in-a-generation tax relief to hardworking families who need it most. And just remember this, when Democrats, if they make good on their word to vote against this bill, they will be voting for a 22% tax hike on average Americans, on every taxpayer. They'll be voting for a reduction in the child tax credit. They'll be voting against an additional $4,000 in tax relief to seniors. They'll be voting for a tax increase on every small business in America. This bill supports Main Street businesses by cutting job-killing regulations, reversing Biden-era overreach, and empowering entrepreneurs to invest, to innovate, and to create jobs here in America. It protects vital safety net programs while demanding accountability, ensuring that taxpayer dollars are used efficiently and responsibly. This bill is a clear fulfillment of our promise to change the way Washington operates. For the first time in years, we're delivering real, measurable reduction in federal spending, $1.5 trillion in direct savings. Those cuts aren't just symbolic. They're the first step in restoring fiscal discipline and changing the trajectory of our nation's debt crisis. So
the One Big Beautiful Bill is the final line of defense against the globalist takeover of our economy. This is about saving America from the intentional destruction of the past 4 years. Patriots need to unite behind Trump's vision while the state trembles. So what we saw today in that committee meeting was more than just a vote. It was a deliberate sabotage of America's economic future. 5 so-called Republicans killed a bill that would have given our police officers tax-free overtime, strengthened health care for real Americans, put America first. But here's what we need to ask ourselves. Why would anyone claiming to be Republican vote against a tax relief for our police? Against strengthening health care for real Americans? Against economic freedom? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Who are they working for? Make sure you check out the Next News Network merch shop. It's linked down below. Grab some gear and support our work.